Hello, my people. Baba Obasanjo in the news again, and he's commenting on the current leaders. He says not all leaders are made by God. Some leaders can also be made by Satan. Thank you for coming to our channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Former President Obasanjo Olusegun has shared his views on leadership and Nigeria's challenges, speaking during an online discussion titled Boiling Point Arena. A Sunday night as reported on Sunday night as reported by Punch. The event was broadcast by some private radio stations in Abeokuta, Ogun State. The session focused on Obasanjo's achievements in government and his thoughts on current issues in Nigeria. He underlined the role of divine intervention in leadership. According to him, leaders chosen by God are more likely to succeed. However, he argued that not all leaders are chosen by God and explained that some leaders rise to power through self-interest and other negative influences. He highlighted the importance of recognizing the influence of Satan in leadership, drawing from the biblical story of Job. Obasanjo noted that Satan has power, which should not be underestimated, and warned that leaders influenced by negative forces are likely to fail. So, I will say most leaders are prepared by God and they put in place by God. And when that happens, the chances of success are higher than when you make yourself a leader. You may not be the act of God. And again, people saying all leaders are made by God, I don't accept that. A leader can also be made by Satan. In case of Job, you can remember Satan was going up and down and went before God, and God was commending Job. But Satan said Job was upright to God because he has gotten from God. We must accept that Satan is real and he has power. He has no salvation, but he has power, and the power of Satan must not be underrated. Obasanjo stated. Well, this is the former president Aremu Olusegun Obasanjo. He has some degree in theology and he could also call our attention back to the Bible. Yes, I think he has his own point by saying that some leaders made themselves leaders because of selfish interest. That is what President Obasanjo is terming Satan can make leaders, because they come through evil means, they have a negative ambition, and their duty is to disenfranchise the people, to cause chaos because of their selfish and personal gain. There are people like that, that when they come to power, the people will suffer. Even there is a place in the Bible that says something like that, that when the righteous are in power, the people laugh, they enjoy. But when the evil man is in power, that proverb said by Solomon, he said the people cry, people mourn. But then, as it is in Nigeria presently, we know also Bible says, oh, there is nobody that is in power that God doesn't know about it. It is left for people to choose the right path. For example, when people, like we normally hear, go to fetish things to get power in order to rise to prominence and then be a leader, of course they will need to give back to whoever is, bankrolling them or support them or do sacrifices before they could rise to power or win any election. And all these ones, of course, they will want to take their own. So what President Obasanjo is saying is more spiritual than physical. It's more than meet the eye. It is something that goes underneath, but they cannot be spoken about in the public. That's why it said some leaders can also be made by Satan. But then in Nigeria, these things have been happening here and there, and I think the people need to pray at this point in time. Some people used to say we've been saying we pray in Nigeria and we still need to do it. That's just the truth. because a common man created by God is spiritual. Wherever you are, all over the world, man is spiritual, and that's why man needs to pray. Satan is the enemy of man, but then when anybody comes to leadership, he must be very, very careful. Some don't want to do bad, but somehow power, like the political scientist people will say, they say it corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. That means if somebody doesn't train his mind and is stable enough, when power comes, man begin to misbehave. He begin to rule with an iron fist, so to such an extent that he will not even see himself going wrong because of the pollution of the power that the person is wielding. Until the person leaves power, that is when he will realize that, oh, this thing called power is transient. Of course, some will even come and they will be able to, hold the office, subdue the negative influence that may want to come with power, and people will begin to enjoy. Of course, we won't rule out what Baba said, like in the case of Job that he was saying here. It is also happening in our daily life, that yes, some in the assembly may want to do something good even for the generality of the people, then some people will begin to rise against it. They begin to talk negatively contrary to it. Anything that may want to bring respite or ease or comfort to the people, their own job is to just stand against it because of selfish means, selfish ambition, because they did not allow uh, God to rule their mind, only Satan, like Baba said. So Nigerians, like I said, we need to watch too. Apart from praying, who do you want to vote for? We need to check them. We need to know their antecedents. We also need to know where they are coming from. What can they do? Can this one deliver? We need to check all these things. Even while we are trying to ask questions, tell them to come for debate, we investigate them, we need to still thoroughly double check. We need to do the due diligence, so that at the end of the day, we won't put a wrong peg in a square hole, but a square peg will be in a square hole, and then Nigeria will be the one to gain because of this one. Not that the enemy of Nigeria will be laughing while Nigerians are languishing and we are living like as if we are still in the pre-colonial era, like as if we are prisoners. So Nigeria needs godly leaders, and we pray that God will continue to give us such leaders. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to share. Thank you.